Hi, and welcome to Noon 30 Catch Up with
Jilly, Amy,
and Tiff. We're so pumped to have you here today. We just wrapped up our first ever giveaway, which was so much fun. Thanks for everyone who participated. And our winner, do you have like a drum roll button?
Yep. One moment, please. Let's look at
Let's
it.
find it.
Applause. Oh, yep. Wait.
Yay!
Hey! Woo!
Woo!
It doesn't really break off nice, does it? Nope.
Very abrupt.
Anyways,
our winner from Ottawa was Geneviève. Thank you so much for participating. And because of that, she is co-hosting our episode today, but from a distance. She sent me some topics that we will discuss shortly.
From a distance.
Oh, that's a nice song.
There is something.
I feel like every choir had to sing that at one point.
Probably.
Yeah.
I still don't know the words.
That's okay.
What movie was
I
that
could
in?
totally go into it. I don't think it was from a movie.
No, but like,
it's
did Beaches have
good
it
old,
in?
Well, it's Bette Midler, so I think that's why you're connecting it to Beaches.
Yeah, but she sang a lot of songs for Beaches.
I saw a lady.
I think she did all of them.
I saw a lady with a shirt that said "What up, beaches?" At yoga class yesterday.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't
It
notice
was really
either.
great.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm talking about that. I taught my very first yoga class yesterday, and the whole Noon 30 crew was there. The whole being three of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure you all weren't there, but you should have been.
Yeah, it was really good.
Anyways, it was so much fun. So thanks for being there, babies.
No problem.
It was like the best. I had such a nice time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, very like not a lot of experience going to classes like that in a setting. So no, it was really good. You did a really great job.
I mean, that's helpful that you don't have experience because then you don't know what the fuck if I'm doing it right or wrong.
No, I felt very much like you were doing it very correctly for what I needed. So
Great news. Great news. What'd y'all get up to this week?
meow.
Oh, cat noises.
I love cats.
I do love cats.
Daughter was away last weekend for a sleepover, so husband and I went out for breakfast on Sunday morning. And we went to this really cute cafe in Osgood. Really, really great. We were just finishing up or just getting our meals, whatever, and somebody had approached him. He was like, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me where you get your haircut?"
Oh, that's okay.
So this woman was sent to our table, like on their way out from her husband. Like, and I remember hearing like vaguely her husband say, "You remember to ask that guy where he gets his haircut." Anyway, so Sean gets approached about where he gets his haircut. And the ironic thing about it is Sean doesn't pay for haircuts and hasn't in, I think, since we got married, like for a wedding day. That might have been the last one he paid for. So a long time. He does it for himself.
Oh,
You should be making money
he
then.
does
on
a good job.
Yeah.
Okay, but then the other thing about this haircut is actually he cut it much shorter than what he normally does. So when he was doing the haircut at home, daughter and I can hear him in the bathroom. Then all of a sudden it's just, oh shit. So then I go to the door, like, "Are you okay? Everything's fine." He's like, "Yeah, it's good. I just totally, Amy, you got to help me with this," because he was using the covers on the
And he
buzzer.
Yes, and he went too short. He didn't have the right.
He didn't have the right end on it or
Yeah.
cover on it or whatnot. And then anyway, so it had looked like from his neck pretty much like to like right above his ear, much shorter than the rest. And he was like, "Just try to fix it. Just try to fix
Even it
it."
out.
And I was like, "There's no fixing it." So he had to go much shorter. So he tells the woman, "Actually, I do it at home. Sorry, I don't have any intel for you, whatever." So I feel like I wonder what this lady had to say to her husband when she got back to the
It's like,
vehicle.
that young man can do it himself, so why can't
Does
you?
himself, but also the fact that it was his worst haircut he'd given himself in probably like a decade he gets a compliment for. So
Well, that's good though.
that was, it was really, really
nice.
sweet. And I couldn't help but laugh the whole time. Like it's awkward because again, and this woman Sean is sitting down and they're at eye level. So like
She's
you
little.
know, she was a very petite lady just trying to get some intel.
Just trying to get a good haircut for her loved one.
Yeah.
nice.
I love small town for that kind of stuff because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't expect it and you have conversations. You're like, this would not happen in a big city.
It's true. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you wouldn't walk up to a stranger and be like, "Excuse me." Well, Tiffany
I
would.
I remember when I moved to Ottawa from a small town, I was at Baseline Station, not the bar, the bus stop.
Okay.
Because we also
For
used to
clarifying,
hang out
yeah.
at the bar.
Yeah.
And made direct eye contact with someone at the bus stop, chatting him up. That motherfucker followed me home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't talk to people anymore. Like, I
No.
was so put off by it because he followed me home. And thankfully, I lived with a couple. So the partner, the male partner, was like, bro, you gotta fuck off. Like,
Yeah, she
you
doesn't
can't-
like you that much.
Yeah.
But that almost dissuaded me from talking to strangers, but
What, for maybe a day?
for
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
minute,
say,
for
for
a
how
minute.
long,
But
yeah.
then I was a little more apprehensive to speak to randos, which is too bad because I just love talking to people.
Yeah.
But do you remember when we went out for lunch recently in a small town and you two were facing me and there was an old lady just making
that's
direct
right.
eye contact with me the whole time?
Yeah.
Just
It was
eye and
intense.
Yeah,
nuts.
it was. Yeah.
And like I wasn't looking particularly nefarious. Like I didn't have
no, you usually don't.
I didn't have like my murder children shirt on
No.
or anything like that, but she was making eyes.
Yeah, and at first I was like, no. And then I kind of look over my shoulder and it was like a stare at you through you, but I'm watching you with a nondescript, kind of disgruntled face.
Yeah, she wasn't happy I was in that restaurant.
No, maybe that was her booth. We took her booth.
She was sitting before
were
us
there,
though.
yeah.
They were already like halfway done their meal.
I bet she was like, that. I don't know that lady.
She ain't from around here.
I've never seen that lady in this town.
Not from these parts.
Nope.
At this time of day.
And she did it the whole meal.
Yeah.
Right until she left. Even when she stood up to put her little sweater on, she was still giving you the stank.
I wish she had come over and chatted with me and asked me where I got my hair cut. That would have been good.
And then you'd be like, yeah, let me
I
tell
could
you about
tell
my
you
kid
about my
cutting
haircut.
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy,
Yes.
is Lola still working the drive-through?
So,
yeah.
so I have been to the drive-through quite a few times since.
Lean out Lola.
Lean Out Lola has not been at the window.
Do you think you got her fired?
No. How would I get her fired? I never
Because
told anyone.
People are listening.
Maybe our fan is the owner of that establishment.
gosh.
And they were like, Lola,
I gotta go talk to Lola.
I knew it.
Yeah, but we said on the podcast, we love you, Lola. You're great, Lola. It's
That
Amy.
is
This
true.
is Amy's
We were-
deficiency more so than Lola's deficiency. Because in the big bad world, definitely, I think it's my issue, not people issue. How did we become friends, Tiffany? Like, why do I even hang out with you when you love people so much and I hate them? Like, how did this happen?
Let me tell you. It was 2006.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I just wanted a job. I applied for a job. I went for a job interview and Amy was my interviewer.
Yeah, I was a team lead in the department.
Yeah.
No, I was a
You were
something.
something.
That was something.
And I just wanted to come hang out, man.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, Amy says, no, I cannot interview this woman because we are already best friends.
It is
so
true.
she passed off my interview. She sat down with me
We were chatting.
for 4 minutes
Yeah.
and she left.
I did. I was like, sorry, I have to step away. Someone else needs to finish the interview. And I went back into the office to my leader and said, hey, here's her paperwork. You need to interview her and you need to finish this because I've met my best friend.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the person's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just go. You got to go. And it had her like name and stuff. And I recall like before she left, be like, I got your number. So just so you know,
Yeah.
I'm like, yep.
Okay, so then Amy, what was it about Tiffany then that made you like, this is my best friend?
Tell me.
I don't know. It was
Like,
just
there's just
I
something.
feel like whatever we started talking about was just crazy. Like it wasn't about the job. I think I
Probably
probably
not.
said, "How was your day?" and she said some crazy thing that happened on the bus, and then I said something that was crazy that happened on the bus, and then we were laughing, and then I was like, "Oh."
And then she was like, I need to leave.
Like I will
Goodbye.
hire you right now, and I haven't interviewed you fully. So I really feel like, and then she got hired, and then the rest is history. A lot of bus rides together going downtown.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably was bus related, but we
Yeah.
both used to live downtown. So we would take the bus home from work together and get up to some shenanigans, get up to some goofy gal stuff.
Yeah. And then Jillian, you're more of a vague, just always been there. Does that make sense? Like, because you were there before I
there
was.
first, yeah.
So I just feel like it was just Jillian was always there.
Yeah. I was at I was at the employer first, is
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for Tiff and I remember my first interaction with you at employer was at the old location and we were both outside having a break. And you were
we smoking
preparing-
darts?
Yep.
Yeah, back
You
in the day.
I loved
preparing
smoking.
to MC a wedding.
Oh.
And you were researching that. And like the memory that I have of it was that you were feeling nervous about it. And I was like, no, I think you're going to be great. And I didn't like, we worked together, but we hadn't gone away, I think,
Yeah, I
together
don't think
yet
we
or
had
anything
traveled
like
together
that.
yet.
You know, and yeah, I remember it being me trying to be encouraging
Oh, that's nice.
about it,
good.
you know, and just, yeah. And
are
then I
this.
do remember thinking, though, afterwards, like, yeah, she would be a really good MC.
Yeah.
Like, so whoever wedding that was a good choice for them. But,
I've emceed a few weddings.
oh, good.
The
Makes
first
sense.
one was during the days where I drank.
Okay.
So it was a little sloppier. I mean, I didn't get like bombed, but you know, I was trying to loosen up. That would be the one that we were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
So I was nervous, and some of the parents were real judgy. So that like added to the pressure. Whereas the next one that I emceed was a lot more of a casual affair, like outdoor wedding. And it was really delightful. Really enjoyed it. I've emceed some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. And then I remember getting back to how we all kind of started hanging out. Like, yeah, of course, employer, but then we did go away and helped on a project.
Yeah, you and I traveled to Montreal together. I don't know how this threesome entirely got going, but
Well, I know at one point, like Amy and I were working more closely together
Yes.
at
Yeah.
employer, so that like we were spending our work weeks together
lot.
essentially.
That's
And we were
probably it.
carpooling
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
again, so it
Yes.
was through travel.
Yeah, it
really. So
was.
you
The
guys
carpool
bonding
did
on
it.
your bus drives to and fro.
Yeah.
And Amy and I carpooling.
Yes.
And then just I think for me, Amy, it was just going through that level of everything
Yeah.
with you brand new.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kindred spirits.
yeah, you know, there's always something.
now you know the history.
And now we're a trifecta.
Here we are, yeah.
And Lola, you're still delightful.
Okay, yeah.
Back to Lola.
So hopefully you didn't get canned.
Yeah. Maybe you're just taking a break.
Maybe they
in a
moved her
different
inside.
position. Yeah.
Maybe they moved her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe she
Yeah.
got too familiar with this area. They're like, you have too much.
You have too much pizzazz
Going on out
Lola,
here.
you gotta stretch out into the big bad world.
yeah.
But it is also
let's-
summer, so who knows?
I was
Maybe
going
she's
to
on
say, let's
holiday.
back it up a little bit and give Lola some power in this. Maybe she said, I'm done Starbucks.
Ooh.
Or maybe she said, I would like to go somewhere else. Or
Maybe.
stop putting me on the window.
Who knows?
It seems like it's her jam, though.
I'll
I
keep
feel
you all
she's like-
posted though. Like
Yeah,
if
let
I
me
go
see her
and
again,
Lola
please.
shows up, if Lola, if you're listening, you're great. Just not for me.
I'll check in with your husband, see if he's been in
Oh,
contact.
maybe he has. Yeah, he might have more intel
Yeah.
too.
So on the weekend, I went to like an outdoor hippie event where we were eating foraged
I
vegetables.
feel like when it's a hippie event, like outdoors, just kind of a given. Like
Yeah.
if you can frolic in with nature and trees, like that's cool.
Yeah. So I had a friend who had a little booth there. She makes like the most delicious breads and cookies. So I usually go and try and support her. And I really like the vibe at this place. And not so long ago, Jillian and Amy and I, we were in a small town near Ottawa called Almont, which is so fucking cute. Like it's just a sweet little town.
So picturesque. Like
It's-
every little store is adorable.
yeah. You just want to buy all the things.
Yes.
You're like, I don't need another mug, but Jillian bought 3
Yeah, I
mugs.
did that day. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, just a cute little town. We ended up, it was snowing that day. I
Yes.
almost slid
Oh,
down the
that's
hill
right. That's right.
and we went out for lunch at that place.
I bought salt and pepper shakers, 3 pair.
That's, yeah, we went to all those thrift stops.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
So we leave one store and the woman says, you got to go see my friend at this apothecary. So we're walking towards this place and Amy's making comments about this apothecary. Like, you know, I feel like this is where you're going to go to like get a salve.
That you could
like,
also eat.
that's like a granola bar that you also put in your butt. Or
Yeah, like
something
if you
that.
have a butt rash and you're also hungry, they'll have something for
Yes. So as we're approaching this place, I'm like, ooh, I hope they have some good nipple salve. I could really use a salve for my nips. And we walk in the door of this place and the owner turns to me and says, yeah, I definitely do have a salve for your nips. Anyways, she was at this hippie event this weekend. Oh, yes. So I go up to her booth and I'm like, hey, she goes, hey, how are you? Like, you know, she sees thousands of
Yes.
people in her
Right.
establishment. I said, do you remember me? She goes, yeah, nipple salve.
No way.
Yes. So she was so lovely.
Yeah.
The event was sweet. The sun came out. It was awesome. But at this event, there was a dude just wearing long johns, like, but not long johns, like Prospector Pete
Oh,
thin
no.
pants.
Did they have like the thing at the
I
back?
didn't check out the back because the front was where the party
Okay.
was.
Like
So-
a one-piece suit?
No. So t-shirt
Yeah.
Okay.
and Prospector pants. Like for what you
Very
would wear,
thin,
real thin,
fabric.
real clingy. Anyways,
Oh, wow.
and like
That's
he
a
was
choice.
not there to put out. He wasn't there to like pick up. He was there with his family, beautiful family, all named like parts of the earth, I'm sure. I could see very clearly that this man was circumcised.
Yikes.
Like, and he wasn't necessarily packing a lot of heat. Like he wasn't,
You don't have to if it's that thin of a material.
wasn't like suns out, guns out or anything. But I couldn't make eye contact. Like I was trying to engage. Now I know how guys feel with low cut shirts because I was just like, all I can do is stare at your dong.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right pushing up against
Very
that fabric.
thin fabric.
Very thin gray fabric.
Like, wouldn't your wife be like, honey, I love that, but not for town?
Yeah, I'm wondering what the rest of the family was in. Was there
They-
another long john wearer?
No, like she was wearing, your typical hippie dress.
Okay.
The kids were wearing clothing,
Check.
not just running around in cloth diapers.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
otherwise, totes normal.
Totes normal.
I think he had hiking boots and long johns and a t-shirt.
Well, there you go. A very granola.
Super granola family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Which
you
is cool.
said names of, like, the kids probably have names of the earth, do you know what the first thing that came to mind?
Acorn.
No, crust. Like,
Oh.
the earth crust. Like, I don't know
This
why.
is my son Crust and my daughter Mantle.
That's all I could think of when you said earth. I was like,
Right.
earth's crust. And I'm like, I don't think that's what she means. You mean like
Meadow.
foraging
Like
names.
this is
Meadow.
my daughter Meadow and my son River.
Right.
you
Okay.
go.
So not
Yeah.
crust.
Not crust,
but you never know.
not molten.
Lava.
Yeah. 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 Anyways, that was a good time.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the event.
Did you get nipple salve?
I didn't buy any nipple salve, but I did almost buy a little cauldron.
Oh.
I was like, what do I need this for? And she's like, what don't you need this for? And I'm like, good point, girl. Good point. Anyways, I held off because I spent all my money on bread and ate it immediately.
Remind me to show you my cauldron.
Oh,
It's small. It has little legs. It's adorable.
that's the one I almost bought.
This one looks like a little, like almost is going to be a person. He has legs, like
What
literal
do you
legs.
use it for?
Right now it's in a box.
Great. Is it in that box? Can I get it?
No, you can't get it. But I'll show
Future
you.
time.
Remind me to
Put it
tell
on
you
the board, Amy.
that I have a cauldron
Cool.
along with my crystal ball.
Oh, you know
Knew
what?
about the crystal ball. I did know about the crystal ball because I had to ask the question. I had to ask the question
You
about the whole
judgy
thing.
bitch.
Yikes. Things just got real here.
Is all
Oh, shit.
all no, let's not talk about saging. Let's not talk about essential oils, but my crystal ball.
Yeah, but I don't use it like for anything. I just think they're freaking cool. There's no
It's not
spirits.
serving a
No one's
purpose,
talking to
yeah.
me through it.
You think there's no spirits?
I'm not talking to it.
If there is one, it's not tapped because it's here to look at.
Okay.
So much
Please-
disgruntledness on
hold.
Tiffany's face.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit of tension in the room.
Oh my God, so good.
But
But yeah, I have a lot of weird things.
I mean, I got a lot of weird shit too, but we'll save that.
We all do. We have all weird, quirky things in each of our houses. You know, that should be one thing we do. Like bring some random
Like
object
show and
from our
tell?
house.
That needs to be our video episode.
Yeah,
I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
All right. So because Genevieve won the first ever giveaway, woo, 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 woo,
Woo!
Merci bien, Jen.
what?
Whoa.
Merci
Yeah.
bien, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
It's
Like,
a
thanks
way
a
to
lot.
say thanks a lot en français.
Jen, can you fact check that for me, please? So Jen's question for the D-bag, we need a zip.
okay. Hold on. Here we go.
Still pleases me.
What is a business idea you've had that you are convinced would make you a millionaire?
Oh my God.
Amy has one of these.
I actually have. Okay. So
business idea.
I was talking to Jillian the other day because I had something way back in the day. And once we started this podcast, I got thinking, I've had other ideas, other things I wanted to do. This one, all I'm going to say is going to make people who have babies, their lives so much better. I even had a prototype made up. I went the distance. I had drawings. I made a little prototype. This was when I was probably when all your people were small. So how old are your people? Like 13. So let's say around 10 years ago or whatever. And a lot of people who had babies, they always need to be put them in the carrier.
Motion.
And you'd be walking around. And I remember this one time when Tiffany, you were getting your hair done, and Mason was in his carrier, but he was really fussy. And unless you kept rocking, he would keep moving it. So I put my foot on it. Every mother either put their hand over the edge or you put your foot and you rock it. Mm-hmm. Right? What a pain in the ass. Why are we all doing this? Anyway, I thought of a thing. It was very affordable that you slide under any carrier And you could just, because back in the day we didn't have all this, like it wasn't as techy. Now it would have to be more techy. And it could rock.
Oh, it's like a foot pedal.
Yeah, but you don't have your foot. It's automatic.
Yeah.
It would just do it for you. You could do different settings. You could have a jiggle. You could have it rock gently. Why has no one made this yet? Because
you have to still.
Yeah, that's what I
every
told her.
single person in the world who is a person who's had a baby or knows someone with a baby has done this. They start being a little cranky. You got to lean over and do a little jiggle. Put them
it
right
up.
back. What if you just had a little button?
That'd be
Away you go.
helpful.
Portable, goes in your bag with all the other stuff if you need it. It doesn't have to be huge. Anyway, I had a whole idea around that.
How come you didn't make it for me? That would have been a good gift.
Pretty lazy.
Okay.
It was my
Another,
20s.
like a
Like,
side
who's
quest
exciting that?
lately came up, and then
True.
and it wasn't until really we saw a family coming out, like a
Yes.
brand new family coming out of a van to go into the store to get whatever.
And his dad had the
We were
carrier.
and it was a tired looking family.
And that was a wee baby. I'm like, you're going to have to rock that baby. And I was like, I had this idea one time.
Did you have a name for it?
No, I haven't got that far. I just had pictures and ideas and metal and how it would work because I thought it had to be battery powered. Nowadays, it could be so much easier to make.
Now that I think Amy's been thinking about it though and percolating on it a little bit more, I think we're going to see it happen soon.
You never know. That's it. That's my weird thing.
We'll use our podcast fame to launch this into.
Nobody better steal my idea out there.
Yeah,
You
no.
42 listeners, don't do it.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, we're
Please
gonna
I
fight
trust you.
Yeah,
I
we'll
trust
fight
you
you.
all.
Yeah.
Do you have
I'm
any?
still thinking. I've never really been one to think like, oh, I could do that. If my husband was here, he'd say that he had the idea for like smartphones a long time ago.
Oh.
But I'll let him. Maybe he'll come one day and tell us. I thought that I could make money. I think like buying things, the whole buying and selling. I would collect these things and then they would be valuable and then I would.
Like you're a hoarder and then you flip them.
Yeah.
Like you want to buy a
Like
whole bunch of
that.
Beanie Babies and
Or
wait them
like,
20 years.
yeah,
It just seems
something.
like a recipe for a messy house.
It is. It does become cluttered for sure. And I think it's the time of like, it's like even selling things on Marketplace right now. I'm really
so
not
annoying.
into that, and like, yeah.
I would rather donate it.
Me too.
Then
Yes.
Or find
take the
somebody who
time.
needs it,
Yeah.
or we're likely
Yes.
cooking up a yard sale here.
Yeah.
Like that's what's it's
Because
gonna
man,
happen
trying
too,
to
is-
just sell anything
yeah,
and
so-
go, I'll go there on Tuesday. No, I can't come on Tuesday. Well, can you bring it here? And I
Can
don't
you
know.
hold it for me?
No, I'm putting it on my porch. Done.
Yeah.
How much? What's the price? I believe I listed that. Like,
Oh,
anyway.
the worst.
I will have to percolate more and bring a proper business idea to this for next time. It's a really good
proper
question, though.
business,
Like,
yeah.
that's a deep question.
So I have no ideas. Like I don't come up with anything. But my friend, when we were in like the beginning of high school, came up with the idea of stuffed crust pizza. And then not like 5 years later, Pizza Hut rolled that shit out and we were outraged.
I could believe that.
I mean, we were thrilled, but I was like, you coulda,
That's my idea.
you
Yeah.
coulda, woulda.
I got one that me and Tiff started many moons ago when we were literally many moons ago when we were in our 20s or whatever. Wow, that didn't go good. I don't even know what to say right
Tiff,
now.
If you were just
Tiffany
no.
just tried to fix her hair. And Jillian, maybe you could take a picture of this that we can later post.
It was
This is
stuck
what we
under
get
the
to
mic.
look at
Yeah,
sometimes.
no,
and-
under
and still have to try to keep some semblance of normalcy.
So me and Tiffany, who used to, just hang out a lot together, always used to paint one fingernail a different color
Oh yeah.
when we were in our 20s. Like this is
Yes,
going back
yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
And then like 7 years later, it started to catch on and now everyone has the one finger different. And we've been doing it
forever.
for our whole friendship.
Yeah.
So all of you who do that now, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Somehow we
there you
started
go.
that.
You
How do we
did.
trademark that?
I don't know, but we didn't. But we started it.
Yeah.
I know. I believe.
Yeah.
Me and Tiffany.
I think that's that's as far as we're going with that one. I don't think we
There
can
you
go
go.
back and try to trademark that.
But yeah, I haven't invented anything.
It's weird that just came up in our drive. That was yesterday, or the day before, Friday. I was talking to Jillian about it. What a weird thing. Jen, get out of my brain. How did you know I've been thinking about this? Maybe this was like a sign to kick me in the ass to do it.
See, look at this.
Look
Look
at
at this
this.
one here, manifesting.
I
I'm
told
just gonna say.
you.
So this naysayer of manifesting.
I think it's more spending more time with you
has
both. I have no
been-
choice.
yes.
Embrace it.
Okay, so Jen has also given us something for expression session.
Okay.
Okay. What is an expression or word that you have had wrong for most of your life? So we talked a little bit about this with Bobby Brown
Yeah.
and prerogative. And you know what's funny? I've gone back on that. So the title of the song is spelt accurately.
Okay.
But the-
prerogative. Just the pronunciation is fuckery. So he is
Oh,
it's
Bobby
my
Brown.
prerogative.
Man. Yeah.
So he ruins it with the words, but has spelled it correctly.
Okay, yes. There is one that, okay, so you know how there's presently, there's like different words for coming soon or shortly or whatever else.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I'll be there presently.
Okay.
I would never say that.
Never?
Presently?
Yeah, I'll be there presently.
Presently is like in the present.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So it's at the present time. I'll be there presently. Like instead of said, "Oh yeah, I'm on my way," you could say, "I'm there presently." But there's another word. I'm trying to think of the other word of it. Not currently, not presently.
Shortly?
No, I'm gonna have to ask my pumpkin because he's real smart.
Yeah, if you want to go do that, that's fine.
So Jen's example, her mom, who she says is a very francophone lady, thought that Alzheimer's disease was old timers disease.
Oh, that's fair though. That's
Yeah.
pretty,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
simple.
And she says her mistaken one was she thought it was nip it in the butt,
Oh.
yeah,
which I hear a
I
lot.
did
a lot of people
for
say
a
that
long
one.
time. Yeah, I'm with
And
you on
it's
that.
nip it in the bud.
Yes.
Like cut the butt
Cut
off.
the butt off.
Yeah.
You don't want
Not-
it to spring. You don't want it to flower.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
cut the butt off.
We've done that to ourselves.
Yeah.
By saying it wrong all the
Yep.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's I could care less. But it's not. I realize I'm not saying it correctly
Because
I
now-
couldn't care less.
Right,
Yeah.
because if I could care less, then I would care
Right.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
it's-
do. I try. Well, first of all, I try not to say it anymore because
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm saying it wrong. But when I do, I couldn't care less.
And I can't think of one that I say, but I hear people saying things wrong. We have a mutual friend who says the word irregardless.
Mm.
And I'm like, no, that's
Yes.
not it. That's
because then it's not.
right.
There's a few words like that. I think
Mm-hmm.
we just always feel like we have to put a prefix before it to make it the
Mm-hmm.
opposite, but some don't work like that.
No.
It's
No,
like the
and
word I'm
because
thinking
it
of that I
was,
can't think
yeah,
of.
Like because it's just that's how you hear it all
Yeah.
the time. You're like, yeah, that's what it is. I'm just going to keep saying it. Like,
But yeah, even in lyrics of songs, I hear things like "I could care less," and I'm like, but that means that you could actually care more,
more.
Yes. Yeah.
more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Our language, like the English language, is a bit of fuckery.
Oh, it's
You
a
know,
gong show.
like,
Yeah.
You know, like I get a kick out of some of the, when I'm Instagram scrolling super early in the mornings. It's like, imagine, coming to a country and trying to learn this language, and then you come across the word yacht for the first time.
There's a lot there.
Yacht.
Yeah, because there's a T
Why?
and a s- yeah.
A CH,
Yeah.
right? Like,
ACHT. Yeah.
and yeah,
Yacht.
or even the other words like here
Yeah.
or anyway.
Trying to teach someone to read like a
Ooh.
child.
Mm.
And my daughter is in French immersion, so
Mm-hmm.
she's learning 2 languages. French is not my jam. I can sell you a sofa in French, but I can't French. And trying to teach her to read with the confusion of reading French and English is a wild time.
Yeah.
It can mess you up. For
But even
sure.
like a word that you're like, I'm going to teach you all about O and U and what that sounds like. And then you get to another word, you're like, no, that time it's not like that. And that's just cruel.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
even
Why
the
are we
whole
like
I
that?
before E except after
But
C
it's a
rule. Like
lie.
we're realizing
I
that
can
now.
think
It's
of
not
so
just
many-
neighbor.
No.
Like there's so many other
There's so
examples
many
now of like,
Did I-
that's not a right rule.
Did I tell you they changed the alphabet?
What?
Like the alphabet
Who's
song.
they?
The
Oh,
people.
like A, B, C, D.
What?
That one?
They changed the alphabet
But why
song
would you?
Because people are stupid and don't teach their kids not to be stupid.
Oh my gosh, please don't
Why?
tell me this is the middle part.
Yes. So apparently,
Apparently.
children, stupid children of stupid people thought elemento was one letter.
No, they.
Yeah.
No, I can't help them.
I'm just shaking my head in silence here, audience. Like this,
LMN?
I just can't believe that. LMN is one word.
One.
L-
what
One
letter was
rather.
LMN?
Okay. LMN?
Yeah.
But
So
like, you have to.
I bet you it's like LM.
I don't like
Like
this.
the
so
tree.
I'm
Like an
going-
elm.
I'm going to try and pull it up,
TLM.
and you may need to edit this later.
Oh, no,
'cause-
long. You put
Okay,
it.
let's
but
see.
I
Like,
just
it'll
don't know
work.
if this is actually the new dumb alphabet song.
Sing the new alphabet song with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N,
Ah!
No.
P, Q, R, S, T,
Whoa.
U, V, W,
Nope.
X, Y, Z. Now I never will forget
What?
how to say the alphabet.
I mean, I didn't know Elmo was wrong. Like, come on now. Sesame Street's been doing it forever and we all figured it out. I don't.
So Jillian's dumbstruck,
Very.
mouth open, jaw on the
I'm
floor.
catching flies here for sure. Like, what?
I'm just really bummed that
We don't have to change the alphabet song. Smarten up.
precisely.
It's
Yeah.
not that we all figured it out. Everyone who's
Yeah,
okay,
like-
y'all figure it out.
That's my favorite part of the damn alphabet.
It's a fun bit.
No. I
She
don't
ruined
like
it.
that at all.
Oh,
She goddamn ruined
my
it.
God.
I like the end part. I'm
Now
never
you
going to
never
forget
will
how to sing the alphabet. That's
you
for
will
sure.
though, because in your head
Well,
you're
'cause
saying
you-
Elemento, so you're not going to get her system down.
Yeah, like right now, if you had to sing her version,
Yeah, no, it's not
no,
happening.
because I'd be
No.
like,
No, and I'm Zed. I say Zed. I don't
I
say
do too,
Z.
because we're Canadian.
Yeah.
ZZ top.
I'm a ZZ top. Yeah.
Yeah, ZZ all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's new alphabet.
How did we get
Wow.
from...
Learning English.
Oh, it was how mispronounced. It was our.
Oh,
Yep,
okay, good,
yep,
good.
yep, yep.
But I think there's quite a few things I've probably done, and I just have not percolated enough to realize that's what I'm doing.
I think it might be because our brains are moving so fast that we don't even recognize the tomfoolery that we might be saying.
But for us, it's also tricky because we do, as a group, make up a lot of words.
Oh, yeah.
And that must be tricky for people who don't spend time with us. And then we would sit down and we would talk, and people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because a lot of words are jibby jib in our world.
Oh,
It's true. Yeah, but then I've heard other people using some of our made up words in their day to day now, like doodly doot. Like
Yeah.
we hear that now more than just us.
Yeah.
So that kind of like that gives me a little bit of smirk when I hear that
Yeah.
at the employer and stuff.
Yeah. When someone's using doodly doot as a verb to
Yeah.
Like,
fuck around.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're just doodly doing.
Yeah, like it's not time to doodly doot.
Don't be traipsing around.
Yeah, no traipsing.
Yeah.
No
Shenanigans.
traipsing.
It's been
Some
a dream.
shenanigans.
It's been a dream today.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
is it already time?
It's
already
time.
Oh my God.
But again, a big thanks to Jen in Ottawa.
I'm getting these buttons. I'm getting it. I
like
really
it.
wish it would taper off.
Yeah,
I'll have
we
to
gotta
figure that out.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who's listening. We are up over 500 listeners.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Into our
That's-
second month too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just had
That's
our 1 month
right.
anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah.
We bought each
yeah.
other flowers. We didn't.
We didn't.
We probably did something, but we had our 1 month anniversary. So thanks for those who are sticking around. Big fans of y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for being fans of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And recommend us to our friends, knowing that we are not for everyone, but we might just be for you and them. Catch up next time.
Catch up next time.
Bye.
Bye.